I get it for free? Yes, veganism. Okay. And a lot of times we won't have the money to spend, but if you can find something next to the curb that somebody else doesn't need or want, you can take advantage of it. And this is a quilt made out of flannel shirts, old flannel shirts. And I had wanted to, I never did quite accomplish this, but make a sleeping bag out of blue jeans. And, you know, whatever you can come up with that would be something you can reuse, recycle. This is a bed, and it doesn't look like it's a usable bed, but you could use it for a yard ornament and make a flower bed out of it. Out of a bed frame. Curb shopping, dumpster diving. I fed my pets for about a year from behind the pet store. And they ate better then than they had in years, because I was able to afford the name brand stuff. My brother-in-law, my sister would go behind Kmart in Chicago. My brother-in-law, he wasn't convinced until he found the Bible on cassette or CD. And so then he decided he might want to do that too. When he found something he found of value. So, and let's see. Here in Buckeye we have bulk trash pickup twice a year. And you can find furniture. I found but I remember finding a mirror. I know I found other things as well. I found a pool flotation, like a chair, a lawn chair for the pool one time. And we have a swimming pool, so. And also, they had a YouTube video in New York City, and they went out, and because it was on the sidewalk, it was, you know, they weren't going to get in trouble for getting into it, just as long as you leave it better than you found it, you know. And that's the rule of thumb, don't make a mess for somebody else to clean up and then, you know, be angry and decide they're going to put a lock on it so you can't get into it or whatever. And, you know, people will take advantage of this. I saw people driving up with a truck full of stuff, putting it into the dumpster, and that wasn't, you know, they weren't paying for it. That's not right, you know. And so, anyways, yeah. But you can find day old, you know, not even day old bagels, and they had all kinds of stuff. They had a New York trash, you know, New York freegan tour is what they called it. And they'd go to the various grocery places where people got groceries and just ate for free. And this one woman had her little organic produce she was showing off to the camera. And, you know, it does, you know, she says you can shop, you don't just have to take what's there, you know, you can shop. And, you know, some of the produce might have a bruise in it or whatever, but it's still usable.
Comment?
Go ahead.
I made a sleeping bag for you when you were a kid out of a fake fur coat and another lighter coat.
Okay. Yeah, I remember it was gray fur and red. Yeah, and I slept in that for years. How old was I when I finally outgrew that? Do you remember?
I have no idea because I didn't make it full length, and you are obviously full length today.
No, I am full length. Right. But I remember that pillow. We used the pillow long after the sleeping bag was gone. Budget stretching staples, dry beans. Now I found beans at the 99-cent store. I took Jackie's advice, went to the 99-cent store the other day. And I love garbanzo beans. And I had just gotten done buying yellow chickpea, yellow split peas. Mom, did you close the door? And I just gotten done buying yellow split peas at Sprouts for $1.30 a pound, and then I saw them at the 99-cent store. I could have kicked myself. So, yeah, but I was able to get all kinds of red beans, kidney beans, and garbanzo beans.
Yeah.
And I'll use garbanzo beans to make a curry out of it, as well as the obvious, what's it called? The hummus that everybody, it's so popular these days. And all you do is take your garbanzo beans and water and lemon juice and oil and garlic and salt and mix it up in a blender. And I've never gone by a recipe. I just saw it done one time by an Arab person, yeah, and I guess cumin seed's good too with that. But anyway, John.
They have those at Walmart in the bulk, but I don't know how much they are. I just saw them over by the produce.
Yeah, they do have bulk. But it's a little bit more pricey than I'm used to paying. I used to be able to get pintos for 50 cents a pound, and lately I've seen for 79 cents a pound. But I still have them from when I stocked up, so I don't have to buy them now.
They used to have them in bulk at Walmart, but they don't. I haven't seen them.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing, if you buy them when they're on sale and stock up, you don't need them for 6 months to a year. So that way you can pick and choose your sales. Okay, eggs are a cheap meat. I won't buy eggs unless they're 99 cents a pound, unless I absolutely need them.
A dozen.
Yeah. And you can keep eggs in the fridge for, well, chickens, they keep them for 21 days until they hatch. And so we can keep them in the refrigerator for longer than that, probably a couple of months at least.
I used to keep them up to 6 months because I buy big crates at Oregon Hill.
Okay. And did you wrap them in plastic or?
No, I just put them in the fridge.
6 months. Okay.
They didn't often go that long, and not many of them lasted that long,
Right.
but they were still good.
Okay.
And even if you lose a few after 4 or 5 months, so you've still made a bargain because of what you paid for.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I go longer than 3 months, but that's enough time to look around and get another bargain. Okay. Yeah, I usually buy 4 at a time, at least, when I get 99 cents for eggs. And I don't have chickens running around in the backyard. Alright, yeah. Go fishing and hunting. That's free meat. I mean, it's not free because you have to pay for, whatever you're going to catch or shoot.
But it's fun.
But yeah, it's a sport, it's exercise.
You have to have a license for some of that.
Yeah, license. So there is some expense to it, but it's worth it. And you get organic meat, when you're done. So that's worth the investment. Oatmeal and grits. Grits, you can pile the butter and cheese on it and make it more fattening than it needs to be, or you can just add a little salt and sugar or sweetener. And it's only 3 tablespoons for about a cup of grits. 3 tablespoons of the grit meal and a cup of water, and then you cook it. So I'm assuming it's also less in calories if you don't doctor it up with a bunch of fats. In oatmeal, I'll throw in, flax seeds. and sunflower seeds, because sunflower seeds are cheaper than nuts. I get those for $2 a pound, and nuts are $3 to $8 a pound right now. So just, you know, just a little topping and make it taste better, add a little bit of protein and the healthy oils, omegas. Brown rice, and I say brown rice because I'm trying to stay away from the white, simple carbohydrates. But 79 cents a pound is my buy price for rice, for brown rice. Carrots, I got carrots yesterday, the day before, 3 pounds per dollar at Food City. And
Did you go to Food City or did you get it at Walmart?
I got it at Food City. And then there's IGA will have them for 50 cents, but it's in bulk. You gotta look for the bulk. So it's bulk equals cheaper generally. Not always, because some, you know, like I said, the beans at Walmart are like $1.29 a pound, and I got them in the bag at the 99-cent store for 99 cents a pound. Potatoes, between $1 and $2 for 5 to 10 pounds, depending on where you get them and what, you know, what the price is at the time. But, you know, it's a cheap product. I met this guy who's a truck driver, and Mom and I were traveling at the time, and he used to feed his family whenever they didn't have any money. He'd buy a bag of onions and a bag of potatoes, and they put salt and butter on it. That was dinner. And, you know, it's not healthy, you're not getting your protein, you're not getting, but it's something you can do in a pinch when you need to, when you have to. He said the onions would flavor the potatoes. So, clearance produce. Now I have to pick through it and decide, you know, is this worth the money? And can I get it cheaper on a sale? But I'll get bananas, bags of bananas, and bring them home. I'll get 3 at a time in the clearance basket, and bring them home, peel them, and freeze them. And you just go in, break off 1 banana from the pile, and put it in your blender and with a shake. And if you have it with a vanilla protein shake, it tastes, to me, it tastes like milkshake. And with ice cubes in that. And I'll add a little stevia and a little vanilla to it. And they're really good. All right. And also you can freeze grapes too. And so if I see a bag of grapes, I'll grab those or whatever, you know. And when they put things in the clearance produce, they throw everything in the same bag, right? And you have to get them out because the different gases that the fruits and vegetables produce will make them go bad if they're in the bag together. But if you separate them out and put them in different containers, those gases will be, you know, like peppers with peppers, tomatoes with tomatoes, whatever. Yeah, so they'll last longer. And I'll use, what do you call it, paper towels so that they stay dry. What were you going to say, Mom?
Potatoes and onions counteract and cause each other to
ripen quicker.
Yes, go bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't keep your potatoes and onions together. Seasonal produce, can it, freeze it. You can freeze cheese. When I was a kid, we'd do Mexican hash, which was tomatoes, onions, celery, was it celery? What else?
Peppers.
Bell peppers.
Garlic,
And,
if I have
yeah, garlic and basil, Italian season, whatever. And then that was our, we grind it up with a big old hand crank and put it in, can it. And that was our
spaghetti sauce.
spaghetti sauce for the rest of the year.
And any other time you needed tomato based.
Yeah, and I remember as a kid going to the farmer's market and getting a whole bushel of peaches, and it was time to can peaches. So, you know, cheese, I'll get the big fat blocks of cheese, cut them up, and freeze them. And they crumble a little bit because of the freezing and thawing, but they don't, it doesn't get moldy in the freezer. It does in the fridge, but not in the freezer. So, yeah, and then, so that way I can get cheese for $2.69 a pound instead of paying $3 or $4 a pound, which is the regular sale price these days.
Comment.
Go ahead.
If cheese gets moldy in the fridge, you cut off the mold. You don't
Yeah.
throw away the block of cheese.
Yeah. Yeah.
And put it in a new container then.
Right, yeah, actually we covered that last week, but, you know, review's always good. Eggs you can, keep by pickling them in beet juice. Also, you can scramble them up and freeze them if you have too many. I heard these women, and they had chickens, but they weren't laying in the summer because it was too hot, and they were buying eggs. And I didn't understand why they hadn't already frozen. Or, you know, it's not made provision for their dry time, you know. And in the Bible, Joseph and Pharaoh had a dream, and Joseph told him what it was, and they stocked up for the meager time. And I think today, people, the Lord's telling different people that you need to make sure you've got plenty for when it does come down to it. Then we've had several acts of nature that have happened, the tornadoes and the hurricanes and everything else. And, you know, a hurricane hitting New York City in the middle of the winter, you know, that have left people without food and water, and we need to be prepared. And I don't know what's going to hit Arizona, but, you know, if for some reason the electricity goes out, we're not going to have water unless we're prepared. Go ahead.
Eggs can be frozen in ice cube trays or yogurt cups. A yogurt cup is nice for recipes with these eggs. And of course, the other for eggs for eating, whatever.
Right. Okay. I haven't frozen eggs yet, but
you don't leave them in the trays. You put them in a plastic bag.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. How to buy produce? According to ripeness, bananas, I'll get green bananas and then semi-green bananas and then yellow bananas when I have a 3 pounds per dollar sale. And that'll do my family for a week and a half, probably. And also, you can, if it's still green and not yellowing, you can put them in the refrigerator, in the humidor drawer, without it turning brown. And if they do turn brown, just peel them and eat them anyways. Because the banana is so good, it's just the outer wrapper. Tomatoes, the same thing. You know, you don't want to get all your tomatoes the same ripeness. According, you want to buy according to size and weight. Lettuce, one head will be heavier than the other, but they both look the same. So my mama taught me to measure out and see which one's heavier. And you go through 3 or 4 of them before you get the one that's the heaviest of the bunch. And that way you get more. And if you're buying by the age, get the big one. All right. Bake your own bread. You know, flour. These are the 2 brands I use for flour currently. It's actually it's the same brand. It's the High Altitude flour, and it's the cheapest that I found at Walmart. And it still works in low altitude. So, but the whole wheat flour is $2.50 for a 5-pound bag. Or I don't know, this is coming 4 or 5 pounds. 5 pounds, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is like a 10-pound bag or a 15-pound bag. So generally, you know, you gotta look and check the price, but generally if it's a larger bag, it's cheaper. The yeast, I generally buy it in this packaging and then keep it in my refrigerator to keep it fresh for the year. And I saw a store doing that. They kept their yeast in the refrigerator section. So I said, oh, that's a good idea. And the only time I would buy it in the little bitty packets is if you have a coupon and it's almost free. Otherwise, it's generally not worth the price. And you can usually go to a secondhand store and find a bread machine, and you just put you put your wet ingredients first, and then your dry ingredients, and then your yeast on top, and then it'll mix up, and you can even program it for a certain time if you have that capability. So you can program your bread machine to go on at, you know, and after the electricity bill is less in the evenings. Here anyways, not back up north. So, yeah. And if you're, you know, if you don't find a bread machine this week, maybe you'll find something else you're looking for. It's secondhand stuff. Make it homemade cleaning products. All right, I'll use baking soda and lemon juice or vinegar and clean my toilets with it. And you can use the baking soda to scrub your sink out. And that makes your waste healthier on the environment, but it's also cheaper. So, like I said, green tea usually equals less expensive, especially if you make it yourself. I mean, it can be more expensive, but it's all up to you. Whether you want to pay $5 for this little bottle of vinegar and water, or make it yourself for $1 or 50 cents. It's up to you. Okay, and glass cleaner, half vinegar, half water, and a drop of dish soap. And that's your glass cleaner. And if you want to, you can add food coloring. That way your husband will like it better. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Toiletries, there's all kinds of, on the internet, there's all kinds of ways. There is this chocolate body butter that I saw. And then there's also cocoa powder blush and different things. I've got an ebook that I purchased, and it shows you how to make these things. Soap has 3 ingredients. It has lye and water and fat. And of course you don't want to try doing that before watching a YouTube video to figure out how to do it and for how long and so forth. But it's very cheap to make. You can get beef tallow from the, just ask for beef fat at the butcher, and I think it was like 50 cents a pound or something. If that, maybe it was 35 cents a pound, I'm not sure. But you take it home, render it, which means heat it up until it all turns to liquid for most of it. And then you can make your own dish soap, just like Grandma did. I mean, not dish soap, sorry. My bath soap. But it has to age for a certain amount of time before it's usable. That's its only catch. Laundry detergent. Okay, and I should have had a picture, but there's Embara soap that I could have brought in it. I didn't think. I'll bring it in next week. Okay. There's Embara soap you can get, and then washing soda, and then there's a third ingredient that's also in mine currently. And yeah, I think it's. Let me see. Yeah, there's washing soda, and then there's another powder, and it costs like maybe $5, and you make 20 gallons, or maybe, I'm sorry, it's 10 gallons of dish soap. And I'll get you the ingredients next week. I'm sorry I didn't write it down, but yeah. And okay. Homemade continued. Chili is that's one of my budget stressors. Is chili. Sometimes the food bank will give away. When we were in El Paso, we had the price of food went up, and the price of housing went up, and so we didn't buy any more cookies. That's for sure. And I would get pinto beans free at the food bank, and so every week we had a pot of pinto beans on the stove. And I'd make chilies, and I found out that if you put your beans in with a little bit of meat for flavor, it disappears quicker. Yeah, and if you don't, it can stay in the refrigerator for a whole month. But, so we made a lot of chili when we were in El Paso. You can do refried beans. You can granola. You can make your own granola. Granola costs $3 a pound right now, and you can make your own out of oatmeal, which costs what, 79 cents a pound, something like that, anyways. And then add your own flax seeds, which are $1 a pound, but you only need like a quarter cup when you're making a recipe. And flax seeds, raisins, whatever. And but you know, it's going to be cheaper. And muffins, we have muffins. Not currently, but I'll make muffins once or twice a month. And I'll tell you what, they go like hotcakes. A week later, they're all gone. But it's really cheap to make. Everybody loves and enjoys them. Go ahead.
Do you put bran in, like the granola and everything?
Oh, yeah, I'll put either bran or flaxseed in whatever I make.
The bran helps people with constipation and so forth.
Right.
To put in everything.
Keep your regular. Noodles. I haven't gotten this down to a science yet, but flour, water, and oil. You roll it out, cut it, and there's your noodles. And if you want to, you can buy the hand crank contraption that they have, but it's up to you. But at the same time, this guy said you can make noodles in 15 minutes, or no, I think it was 5 minutes. The video that I was watching, yes.
Don't you need egg and noodles to make it different from
Not
spaghetti?
necessarily. It depends on the noodles. If you're, you can do egg noodles, you can do spaghetti noodles. Raisin bread. You know, you can make your own raisin bread donuts. You know, those little can of pop biscuits. Open them up and slam it on something. And we just take those, put a hole in there, and fry them up in a frying pan, and cover them in cinnamon sugar. They have the same thing at the Chinese buffet. They just take the biscuits, deep fry them, don't even bother making a donut out of them, and roll them in the sugar. And so cookies, you know, homemade cookies are cheaper and better for you because you get to choose your sugars and your ingredients. I would make oatmeal, peanut butter, and chocolate chip cookies. And I got the benefit of the oatmeal. I'd probably throw bran in there and flaxseed too. And it was a protein / fat from peanut butter. And they still disappeared even though they were healthy. Tortillas, I have a tortilla press at home. I haven't used it yet. But I've got masa that's already made, so we can make tortillas this week. Frugal Christmas wrap. Comic strips out of the Sunday paper. And if I don't have those, I just use the newspaper. And people get pretty pictures of vegetables and other foods if we have just the, just the ads. But you can, something large, you can put it in a blanket and tie a string around it. Towels, you can use those for wrapping. Reusable gift bags, the little ones that I ended up buying some of those on clearance when they were like 75% off a year or two ago. And this year we have to put glue on the seams, but they're still usable. And let me see, cloth gift bags. We've got about 4 or 5 of those that we use every year. And we don't have a whole lot of boy options, but you know, you can get fabric for boys too. Recycled gift wrap. Now, my mama, she's the queen of recycled gift wrap. And she will, you know, don't tear it, don't tear it. And she'll religiously take the tape off and get as much as she can of that pretty gift wrap so she can use it to rewrap presents with, either later that season or next year. Brown paper bags and ribbon or strings may make a real elegant. Here they used cloth ribbons, and there's a PowerPoint that Pastor uses, and it's brown paper tied up in strings with a fancy bow on top, and it just looks really elegant and ornate. This, I believe, is butcher wrap, and they've got a, I don't know, what is it called? A jump rope around it. And so you can, you know, decorate with a gift. too. And I believe that's it for right now. Wrap it up. Okay. Buy things in bulk, repackage them. You know, you can package them, take the time and effort instead of paying somebody else to do that. Couponings. This is from last week. Shop for free, curb shopping. Make it yourself, cleaning products and baked goods. Don't forget the beans. And actually beans are healthier for you. They don't cause you to have problems with your heart. And they have fiber in them. Budget stretching staples. Oops. Okay. Yeah, a lot of this is reviewed from last week. Always shop the sales. Never shop hungry. Make a list. Freeze it, can it for later. Buy in multiples when the price is right. Okay. How are we doing on time? How are we doing?
It's 36 minutes.
Okay. So do you want to review last week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't read my little scripture this week. I'm sorry. Okay. Alright, let me do this first. Oh, maybe that'll be. Alright. My son, don't forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years, and bring my peace and bring you peace and prosperity. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Whenever there's a promise there, there's a prerequisite. So the prerequisite of health and nourishment to your bones is don't be wise in your own eyes, fear the Lord, and shun evil. Okay. Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of your crops. Again, this is a prerequisite. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline, and do not resent his rebuke, because the Lord disciplines those he loves, as the father the son he delights in. So, if God loves you, you're going to spank him when you go off track. Okay. Let me go up here. Okay. Okay, we're gonna, let's see, buy in bulk, coupon, stackable, double, days of the week to shop, add matching, shop for free, make it yourself, green Christmas wrap, budget stretching staples, and electronic coupons, printable coupons, store coupons, Catalans. Alright, don't pay for packaging, buy in bulk. Applesauce, don't get the little cups, get the larger container. The same with yogurt, and you can even make your yogurt out of regular milk. Fruit juice, frozen concentrate's the best. Meat, if you buy it in the largest one you can find, you'll get more meat, less bones. And also, if there's a limit too, then you got the biggest two. And that's more for you. Also, cheese, you can cut it up and wrap it up and even shred it. I'll take the food processor and use that to shred my cheese when it's working. It currently isn't. But also cut up the excess and put it in the freezer, and it'll be there for 3 to 6 months. Okay, shop sales. When you're out shopping, make sure you shop the sales and combine errands. Never just, like if you're going to church and like today, okay, we're out of some pet food, and so we're in town, so we're going to combine coming here to church with buying our food, you know, or I might stop by the IGA since I'm already in town, and that helps your gas mileage as far as, you know, running around going grocery shopping or what have you. And another way is when you add match at Walmart, you're only hitting one store instead of 5. So, and plus, you know, it takes us 20 miles one way to get to Food City, unless we're doing it along with another trip. So we don't go out of our way and pay more gas to get the bargain. IGA Thursdays is our meat sale, and then you also get in on the produce sale from Wednesday. Food City, their meat sales on Thursday, the produce sales on Wednesday. Pros Ranch Market and El Super, you can add match all of these along with the Food City over at Walmart. And they will, some things, if they don't have it in that particular, like oranges are by the each at Walmart and by the pound most other places. So they won't let you do that if it's a different denomination, and if it's packaged differently, it has to be the exact same thing. So yeah. Make sure you go in with a list. My list is my ad with my items circled on it. So make sure you get to Fry's or Safeway and get your, because make sure you buy gas at their place, because you'll save 10 cents a gallon if you get up to 100 points, which is $100. And one time I found a coupon that doubled my gas points in Fry's. So that's good too. Do you guys, at Fred Meyer's, do you guys have gas points? Yes, okay. One time I found a coupon that would double my gas points for my transaction. So I used my coupon of $30 and it turned it into 60 gas points.
At
Kroger's.
Yeah.
You know, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a Fry's, which is a Kroger's company here in Buckeye. Okay. If you have a sale, make sure you're buying multiples. If I find hot dogs or bologna on sale for 88 cents a pound, I'll get 10 of them. Put them in the freezer, and then we'll have them. And if I found that even with the coupon, there's a lot of things that are cheaper in the generic. And one of those items for me is applesauce. And so I'll just buy the generic large size applesauce instead of the name brand with a coupon. Doubled or not, you know, it's cheaper for me to buy the generic. Go ahead.
It's sometimes cheaper to make the applesauce. You
Yeah.
don't have to peel them. If you put them in a blender, nobody will know. And the richest part of the apple is the seed, so you can blend that up too.
Okay. Yeah. But, and since you have apples.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's a good way to use up extra apples that are
Right.
going to go bad.
It is. And Grandma used to do it in the microwave. She'd peel them and core them and then put them in the microwave and just mash them when they were done. Check your receipt. Yeah, don't be afraid to go back up and let them know that you need money back because they didn't get it right or because you didn't get it right, whichever the case may be. They forgot to give me a free turkey for Thanksgiving with my $100 order. So I had to go up and speak that. And another thing was different coupons that I'd forgotten to use.
That forgotten turkey could have been something the store was suggesting, not mentioning it, making you mention it.
Yeah, well, I mentioned it,
But the
as
clerk
I
may have been told.
handed it to the cashier, but it didn't get on my receipt, so I had to go see the manager after that. Yeah, the clearance rack. All my items on the clearance rack, and like I have up here, expiration myth. Things don't automatically die when the expiration date hits. It's best when used by this date, but that doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean it's gone bad already. Canned goods you can use up to 5 years. Next, couponing. Have a set price of what you want to pay. Like right now, my set price is between $1 and $1.50 for cereal, unless it's organic. Then I'll pay a little bit more. Catalina, you can stack coupons at Walgreens and Target. And Albertson will even take competitor store coupons. And like Target will have a printable coupon online. They'll have the coupon that prints out from the cash register. And then you have manufacturer's coupons. So you have up to 3 different coupons you can use on one item at Target. And that's without doubling.
Does Walmart
And-
take other coupons or other prices?
That's Target, not Walmart. Walgreens,
Walmart does
Yes.
it ad.
The ad matching,
matches.
yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
but they don't take other store coupons.
No.
Albertsons does.
Fry's used to, but they stopped.
Walgreens has their own little booklet of coupons, and they're not manufacturers, they're Walgreens coupons.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can take that along with the manufacturer's coupon and get, you know, twice your shopping.
And then if you're military on Thursday, you can get 15 to 20% off
Do
extra.
they have a senior day? Do they have a
Oh yeah, they
senior
had
day?
once a month, I think, the first Wednesday
Okay. And that's at Fry's or
at Walgreens too.
Walgreens too?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, you can double at IGA and Bashas' and on weekends at IGA and our IGA anyways. They have triple coupons up to $1. And all coupons equal $1 here in Arizona at Fry's and Safeway. Couponsets.com is, you pay for the service. I think it's $16 a month, but if you sign other people up, then you get a discount of like $4 for each person that signs up. So, you know, you can potentially have other people. My goodness. And we're done.